Hey guys, it's me, Rental Microwave. As you guys probably already know, this video is to celebrate 1 year of my channel. So, let's get into it. So, first few questions actually, are by Random Warehouse. So, when did you start animating? So, I first started animating about 4, maybe even 5 years ago. I think it might be 5 years ago at this point, but I'm not sure. That's when I first got into animation, and I think I made like a few on my iPad. But I took animation seriously about like a year and a half ago, maybe like it's probably gonna be a year ago at this point now. That's when I actually started animating consistently. So I've been animating for about a year and a half now at this point, I would say. So yeah. Consistently. What's your favorite animator? Probably, I would say, favorite animator is probably Mr. Mingle. He is, oh my gosh, his animations are insane, dude. And then Codeman. Those guys are both really great. What gets me motivated? One thing that I will say is, if you don't feel motivated, I would listen to music while you're animating. It helps pass the time, but it also makes it a little bit more fun. And then, if you don't really feel motivated to do anything, think of something that is fun to animate. Like, fun to create, fun to animate, not just for your audience, but you enjoy it. Like, you think it's fun. Do that. That will get you motivated. If you have any advice for beginners, what would it be? One really big advice, which is a lot of small new animators do, is they try insane, like crazy stuff to start off with. Don't do that. That's not going to help you. I'm sorry, but it's just, you're doing too much too quick and you're not going to learn from it. You need to try simple movements, like literally just raising an arm, learning how to ease in and out. That will help you. Once you do that, then you keep progressing. That's what I kind of did, and it helped. Okay, so favorite brick film by Red Brick Studios. I have 3 actually. So, first one is A Fixed System. That one is really good. The plot and everything, it's such a good, short film, dude. It was amazing. Black Stormtrooper, obviously, you gotta have that in there. That was super funny. And then, this one by Forest Fire, it's Scooby-Doo and, the Ghost Sniper. The animation in that is really, really good, honestly. That is super good. So, then I have, questions by Tuccio, my man. What was the most challenging scene to animate, and how did you get through it? So I did show it in my behind the scenes of Beans, but there was this one scene where I was at my grandparents' house and I had to animate the car jumping from the ground onto this ledge. And the car, when I was trying to animate it, obviously the camera angle, I had to use this big wobbly tripod, so it was hard to keep it stable, firstly. And then secondly, the sticky tack wasn't sticking to the car, so it kept falling up. So that scene took me 2 hours of it was 5 seconds of animation. It took me 2 hours. It was more like 2 or 3 hours. It was just frustrating. It should not have taken that long. So that's what. And I just pushed through. I just wanted to get it done. I tried it once and I had to redo it again. So yeah. And then how do I get my ideas for my animations? So most of the time I get them from literally just thinking of them. And then sometimes if I really don't have any ideas, I will literally just look at people's animations and then make a similar version of them and add different stuff, Snickers or Pilmany from Entry Studios. I don't even know what Pilmany is, so I'll give Snickers. By JS13, would you rather animate 100 men or 10 gorillas? That's obvious. One gorilla. I don't think anybody wants to animate 100 men. And then I have from Wallace Productions, great question. How did you develop your animation style? So I developed my animation style from watching a lot of Edbound. So at least I did growing up. He was like my big inspo when I was just starting. And then I think my big inspiration now at this point, I don't think I really have a big inspiration, but I think I developed my animation style obviously from watching a lot of Edbound as a kid, but one of the things that I also developed is learning my own separate stuff, like that I'm just learning myself. And then the other thing, I developed my animation style a little bit from being lazy. Like my lower FPS animations where like I literally just move the character back and forth is just from being lazy sometimes, and then I kind of turn that into my style a little bit. But yeah, I don't really know how I developed it. I think it was just from like my influence as a kid, watching different stuff and whatnot, and then just learning that stuff myself almost, because I don't know really. I just developed it myself. I wanted to be different, and I didn't really like smooth animation styles, like perfectly smooth, because it was hard and difficult, so I just wanted that. Alright, and then I got a question from Mabs. Where can you rent a microwave? What's the best model? And then other stuff like that. So the best model is probably going to be like some sort of like Samsung, I'm guessing, or I think Nokia makes a microwave. You should buy that because that lasts for 200 years. The best color you should get is polka dot pink and white. Those are cool. And then MSRP on that is probably going to be like $17 every 3 months. So I don't know what that is per month, but it's pretty low. So I think you can afford to rent a microwave. Okay, and then final question from J Bricks. So 2 questions that you have are, how do I get my runs so jumpy? Most of the time I actually really just do them myself. I don't copy them from somebody else. I literally just animate them on the fly, and if they don't turn out good, then I'll just redo them. But really, I think I get them jumpy because of just like error of like moving the figure around too much and stuff like that. And then second question, what FPS do I animate at? So my standard normal FPS that you will mostly see in my animations is going to be 12 FPS. I normally animate that. That is the perfect FPS in my opinion. Looney Tunes uses that. Lots of other animations use it. I think it's a good FPS. And then the other two FPSs that I use are 8 and 5. Those I like animating at lower FPS sometimes, and they're actually really fun to animate at low FPS. So I would consider trying it.